How we first met? Well, to be honest, we were both actually in relationships. Well, the tail end of relationships that, you realize really aren't going anywhere, and kind of both really not looking for anything, and really just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
And then getting drug out by our friends against
where we
our
met,
will.
Drug out at night on a Friday night. Drug out, I mean like hoodie and a baseball cap drug out. And yeah, I was sitting at a table and Ryan walked up and made a comment about my Fox hat, which led into an hour-long conversation about motocross and power sports, and I'm thinking, God, this guy is really cute. You had invited us back, and my girlfriend said, no, we gotta go, and I said, yes, we have to go over there.
Well, and the whole way back when we were riding back, I was asking everybody in the car, like, you think she's going to come back? I invited them back. I think they're going to come back. And
you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, well, now I told you. Well, and the whole night I was thinking that you were like playing along with the whole thing, like you were kind of interested, but then you weren't.
Girls don't do that.
No, they don't play games at all. But
hey, it worked.
So I gave you my home business card with my, how tacky was that?
Yeah, he gives me his business card.
Right.
It was cute.
But you found my name on Facebook and you sent me a message, and I thought that was kind of cool that you didn't actually call. And I said, call me, and you didn't call. You looked me up on Facebook, so.
That giggly high school feeling brought back all again, and oh my gosh, how many times I'd be giggling out loud in my cube at work because I was all bubbly about some boy. And I still am today, and it's been like that ever since the beginning.
And I couldn't believe that you were into the whole hunting and fishing and motorcycles, and I'm like, who is this person? Like, I didn't know that they made girls that way. I got to meet your parents within a matter of a few weeks after we met, and a lot of people, I guess you just get the old the cliche about how the in-laws and how you got to deal with them, and thankfully that's not the case. I mean, I tried to stab your uncle with a fishing gaff, but I still caught the bigger fish, so I got that going for me.
Oh,
but
man.
the families are so important that you come with a package, and I'm just so thankful that the package that she brings me is everybody that she brings with, like her family.
And you brought me Craig? No.
I'm sorry for that.
No. He's right though. Like, gosh, I mean, we're originally fortunate just to have the families we had, in the first place, but then to, just be matched on just the same level on, on both ends. I mean, I think that's just something so valuable on itself. And the fact that you and I both value our families so much is just what makes it work. They tell you, there's such thing as love at first sight. I didn't believe it. I really didn't think, I would ever find it. But my gosh, when you're not looking for it, it finds you. And that's what happened to us. I mean, from day one, I knew you were the one. I just love how I can be in one of those moods that, with the long day at work, things go wrong, you get a seatbelt ticket, and someone can just flip the switch and turn you right back into a positive mood just with words, or just with a look. I've never had that before, and I just love that I have that now.
Or, just the fact that we spend so much time in a vehicle together, and 3 hours out of a day driving to work because we're crazy and drive 40 miles one direction.
Yeah.
But at least we get to drive together. That keeps me sane. I'd probably have road rage by now.
Until
you poke me in the face.
I poke his face while we drive.
Yeah. There is that. But as things went on and you started leaving stuff over at the house, and pretty soon you were leaving your dresser at the house and leaving yourself at the house. It just it was kind of evident that this was it. Like, I was going to take the plunge. So the next step was asking Mr. Petrie That was a little intimidating. I'd actually tried to figure out a reason why I could go over there, and called them up and said, hey, if I can meet with you today, I'd like to talk to you about these financials, which I was completely lying about that. I had other things on my mind. So I showed up with a 6-pack of beer and went through the booklet with them a little bit, and I said, hey, so by the way, this Mexico trip, and I kind of laid it out for him. I said, I'm actually, I'd like your permission to ask Theresa to marry me. And he actually, there was, I don't think, any reluctance. I think he just right away he started getting all teary-eyed.
No, my dad teary-eyed?
But he grabbed my hand and gave me a hug, and he said absolutely. So I had the go-ahead, and I wanted to do it right. So then the hiding had to commence, because obviously a lot of people knew about what was going to happen.
I have no idea how you guys all hid that from me for 6 months.
Yeah.
And even leading up to that trip, I went out to dinner with my dad, and of course, that dream proposal, it was on my radar. I wanted it to happen. And I asked my dad one night, Dad, do you think he'll propose to me when we go to Mexico? And my dad's, quick response was, you guys ever talk about that? And I thought to myself, dang it. Right there, I figured, well, if he hadn't talked to my dad yet, then, which I knew my dad couldn't lie to me about it. Well, good job anyways, by the way. I really thought it wasn't going to happen, and I just kind of let it leave my mind and just assume it would happen someday. And we went down to Mexico and
got down there the first day, and he asked me right away. He said, so you're doing it today, or when are you going to do it? And I said, I said, it'll come, and then I kept getting hounded, like, when are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? So I said, let's just go for a walk.
I didn't want to go to the beach. We had been traveling for 3.5 some hours, traveling to the hotel, and it's been a long day. Theresa wants to nap. Ryan's parents have never been to Mexico. They want to go walk down the beach. But I was so tired that I missed Maria following us with a camcorder. Maybe it would have dawned on me that something was about to happen. And we're walking, and Ryan says, what would make this trip even better? And I said, what? And he dropped to one knee, and I don't even know if I said yes. It was the most amazing moment. Our parents were there. I couldn't have asked for a more perfect moment, and I was speechless. I was so happy, and of course, as soon as I laid eyes on my ring, there were no words. And
so I did good.
You did good. What do I love most about Ryan? Every girl has this checklist in her head of that perfect dream guy that they want. The hair color, the personality, the career, and here I've got my black spiky hair with a guy who can act like a professional by day, but then a child at night.
When you go through life and you have somebody to back you up and to motivate you, when things get tough, having that, I think, is one of the most important things.
I can be in a down mood or have a bad day. You can always just light me up.
Having that person to consistently push you.
I love your silly jokes. I love your silly dance moves that you do. I love how you...
when I bring a problem or present a problem to her, that she always, almost like a life coach, like gets me through the problem, makes me think about maybe different sides, or pushes me to do better. And I think that in itself is a success.
Wrap pillows over your head and run around the basement chasing the dog.
I don't do that either.
He does so many weird, funny things that, he probably only does in front of me, but I love it.
Beyond that, just getting lost in her eyes and the dimples on her cheeks and that face she makes when she's angry that makes me chuckle.
You just keep things so fun, and that's what keeps our relationship always moving.
She's hot too, that helps.
I love your face!
Imaginative and creative mentality that I may be lacking of. She can take something and put it together from nothing, and I'm the person that can take something and put it together from what is existing. So I think we complement each other really well.
We have this place where we put keys. Ryan seems to not like the place we have decided to put the keys, so the keys usually end up in...
Your pocket.
That was one time.
There is something to be said about her sushi fetish, that she's a VIP at Osaka's. They know her by name, and they know when she calls, they know who she is. She doesn't even have to say her name, and they just say, "Oh, Theresa, how's it going?" That's unique. That's very unique.
I love sushi! 3,
2.
3.
We've had this conversation before.
Talk to me after 1.
Yeah, that's true too. Always. There's no doubt.
I win.
Me?
No way. Ryan.
I'll take credit for that. But I help you fold the clothes.
Ryan. Ryan is definitely the stubborn one. It's stubborn written all over Ryan. That is me, for sure. Ask Ryan why.
More aggressive driver or better driver?
I'm the better driver. Scratched.
It's a little scratch. It's a little scratch.
It's an explosion on my car. I want a new one.
She knocked over garbage cans with my truck, so it was payback.
Trucks don't scratch.
That's the
Trucks
point.
are made to knock things over. Okay, I hit a couple garbage cans. I picked them back up.
Well, this would have been a lot worse if she said no.